What's going on, y'all? And y'all give the bishop another round of applause. He had me back there so hyped up I wanted to take an offering or something. But I'm so blessed to be here. This is such a great opportunity for us. These messages are something that we need to hear, that we need to internalize. This is our time to shine in America. And my journey started from a very humble beginning. I grew up in a diverse neighborhood. And I can say diversity of thoughts, diversity of action, maybe not diversity of color. And it was very trying for me. But it built me to be who I am today. I'm gonna say this, God has had a tremendous part in making me who I am. And I know I'm here to talk about policing, and I'm gonna get to that, but I wanna focus first on God. Because I believe that the black community, and a lot of communities around the country, have lost track of our faithfulness and understanding of the one true God. And the reason why I want to show God some love is because I used to walk around Fort Worth, Texas, with my pants sagging, gold teeth in my mouth. Y'all probably don't believe me, but it happened. Some of y'all know. Gold teeth in my mouth. I got Young Savage tattooed across my stomach. I got tats on my forearm. I had a bad attitude. Nobody could tell me nothing or we'll fight. But it took the power of God to deliver me. It took the drawing from God to take me to church. And when I got to church, God showed himself to me and I was saved. I was baptized in Jesus' name and I was filled with God's Spirit. And you know what that did for me? That changed my perception and how I looked at everybody else. Because I grew up in a neighborhood where we felt like white people didn't like us. I'm keeping it 100. We felt like white people didn't like us. Everybody around me was black. Everything that we thought about came from a black perspective. And I went to college and it started to break up some of that ground in me of feeling that level of hatred. But when God touched me, I started to look at people as everyone in this building and everyone that I see as being God's children. And that helped me go on the path of understanding our purpose together. It helped me understand slavery and understand all of the things that happen in this country that we have been working hard together to accomplish. I don't believe in a pro-black agenda, a pro-white agenda. I believe in a pro-American agenda and a God's children's agenda. And I'll say this, and I'm going to throw this out here, then I'll get to police brutality. Just bear with me. I do not believe in the concept of white privilege. And let me tell you what I do believe in. I believe in the concept of Christ privilege. And I'm going to tell you this. Not one person that walk in and out this door that it gets elected to president, not one person can control my destiny but God. Not one person. So I encourage young brothers all the time when I talk to them, I encourage them. Don't let these people lie to you. Don't let people be fake to you. What happened to us being strong? What happened to us holding up the mantle? This is what my dad told me. Listen, if I go apply for a job and they don't hire me, I'm going to apply for every job on the block. And I tell you what, when I get the job, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to build the business and I'm going to put the other business out of commission. That's how you operate. I came from a background of a strong father. I had my daddy in my life. My mom and daddy broke up, but my daddy was there. He was there with that belt too. And I'll never forget that. But he was there. My dad wouldn't let me make excuses. What do you mean? What do you mean you're late to school? You better go earlier. What do you mean you had 2 flat tires? You better leave earlier, bring some flats with you. But that's the power of male influence in our community. And don't get me wrong, my mama was great. We need our mamas. But young men in our country are seeking love and a connection with the man. And these young brothers need their fathers. I would not be here without my dad. I would not be here without, and my father didn't have to tell me a lot of stuff. I saw who he was. I saw what he represented on a day-to-day basis. It gave me an example of how to be a man, how to be strong. My father don't make excuses. He started on the fire department when he was 18 years old. 31 years retired. I remember when he first started, he used to always tell me this. He said, Brandon, there was some racial tension on the department. Black folks would stick together, the white folks would be in their own group. And he said, but I always treated people fair. And when they would come at me and they would treat me unfairly, I would, in my mind, he said he would never disrespect people. He said, I made it up in my mind that I'm gonna work hard, and those people who talk and treat me that way will be working for me one day. And as God is my witness, my dad made it to the top. He retired as a battalion chief, and now he is the chief of an entire fire department out there in Texas. Now let's get to police brutality. Let's get to police brutality, because this is my spot. This is my sweet spot here. Because I was a police officer. And how I became a police officer is because I needed to step up because I had a young child. I needed to step up as a man because football wasn't working out for me. And I said, I'm going to do what it takes to make a solid foundation for my child. And I had never thought about being a police officer. But I applied for everything in the city of Tucson. And I said, my God, you go help me get me a job, and we're going to work from there. And the funny story is, me and my son's mom, we had an argument the night before this phone call. She's talking on the phone. I don't know what we were arguing about. I wake up the next day and I get a phone call from the Tucson Police Department. And I'm like, she done called the police on me. She's trying to send your boy to jail. But so I answer the phone. I say, hello. You know, they said, this is Tucson Police Department. I'm like, how can I help you? They say, Mr. Tatum, you applied for the job. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I can deal with this. But what I did was I said, I have to find out, how am I going to do this? I've never even known a police officer. I did a ride-along, which I encourage anybody in here to do a ride-along. I did a ride-along with Officer Sean Payne. For the first time in my life, and this is the honest to God truth, for the first time in my life, I saw a hero. I used to think those football players were heroes. Y'all can give that a round of applause. Nothing against athletes. Nothing against athletes. They work hard. I was an athlete myself. But I saw a man go from changing a flat tire, it was an elderly lady, she had to get a flat tire changed, to going lights and sirens, 80 miles per hour down the roadway. Literally, we almost crashed twice because people don't know how to move to the right. So if you see the sirens, move to the right. Don't look, don't turn around, don't text, move to the right. And we were going through the lights, we were flying. And when we got to the location, they kicked the door in, and then once they went in, they let me kind of go in behind them. And I saw a kid in the back room cutting his wrist. He was cutting his wrist. I could see him. And Sean Payne saved that kid. He saved that kid's life. And I remember getting back in the car because he had been talking to me about my family before we went on the call. Just like that, we were on that call. And we get back in the car, and he said, Brandon, what were you saying about your mama? And I was like this. What mama? I don't know, I had a mama. And I couldn't believe it. And I say, man, you do this every day? And y'all mind me, I was only a half a shift. I was only a half a day. I said, you do this every day? He goes, yeah, I do this every single day. And from that point on, I said, God, I got to do this. This is a calling for me. I need to save and represent my community. And that's what I did. With my life, I put all of my dreams aside. I put my son, everything, I put it all aside when I put the uniform on. I was willing to go out and die for people in the community. I was willing to die. And I'll say this. This is why this touched me so much. It's because I hate the way they're painting the picture of law enforcement in America. It is disgraceful. Because the only element, and I know this firsthand, I went to the calls. I go to mom and them house when they get burglarized. I go pick up their child off the ground and put them in the body bag when they got shot to death. I remember the effort and energy we put into these communities. And so in the hood, in these neighborhoods, run by all these Democrats, destroying the neighborhoods, who is there to protect when nobody else will? Who is there to be brave when nobody else will? When nobody want to snitch? You feel me? When nobody want to snitch, they don't want to cooperate, they killing each other every day. The men and women who put on that uniform and still go do that every single day, even if facing them going to prison for something that they didn't even do wrong, getting ridiculed, fired, they still go out and work. And I can't stand when they lie to us. And this is what the effect becomes. When they tell a young brother that you should be afraid of police walking out the door. They say if you walk down the street, they're going to just shoot you up for no reason. If they create that fear, they built a wedge that they can market, that they can continue to cycle through so they can get you to vote for them. Them young brothers who are afraid of police, do you think you're going to cooperate with the police? If you see a crime, you think you're going to talk to the police? No. When the application process come out, do you think you're going to apply for the police department? No, you won't. Now, the problem with that is that if you cooperate with police in your community, you can save your community. The people who are selling dope on the corner won't sell dope on the corner no more. The people who are murdering will go to jail for their crimes. Justice will be served for the people in the community. And when you apply for the police department and you become a police officer, you can then adequately serve your own community the best way you know how. And they create these environments that are residually destroying the community. And it makes me sick to my stomach. And I just want to deliver to you guys. And I know a lot of y'all support the police department. Y'all support police officers. But we have to consistently support the police officers and support other young people and tell our children the truth about law enforcement. And we have to be educated. Understand laws. Understand protocol. Understand use of force. Understand what a police officer can and cannot do to you. Because it is counterproductive if you're on a traffic stop and you don't even know your rights. And you listen to some fool on television telling you don't roll your window down this much. Now you done created an environment of violence. And then you get beat up and jumped and you're like, oh, police brutality. No, they're within their rights to remove you from a car. We have to teach our young people that. We have to stand up. And I'm going to give you an example of standing up real quick. Hopefully y'all can give me an estimate on my time because I'll talk all day. But me and my boy Joe Patrick were in Waffle House. This is about standing strong. And whatever you believe in, me and Joe Patrick was in the Waffle House. And we had our Make America Great Again hats on. And y'all should have seen how they were looking at us, boy. They wanted to eat us alive. And in my mind, I'm like, well, bring it on then. But we were sitting there, and they were staring us down. And what it made me think about was back in the civil rights times, right? When they would go to the county, they just exercising their rights as American citizens. They have a right to sit down and eat peacefully. We were doing the same thing. But because they disagreed with us, because some of them are ignorant, they gave us these dirty looks. Like they didn't even want it. The server was nice, but the other people act like they didn't want us to be there. I saw brothers looking at us like, oh, like y'all sell out. I can almost feel them saying that we sellouts. But you know why I kept my hat on? Because we had a conversation in the car like, hey man, do you want to take these hats off? Because I don't want nobody spitting my food. And at Waffle House, you can see them cooking food. So they spitting my food, that's gonna be a bad day for Waffle House. But I said, you know what? We have to remain strong. We have to stand up for what we believe. Because if we don't, they're gonna just push us right over. I said, I'm gonna go in this place and I'm gonna wear my hat because that's my right. I can believe what I want to, and if they don't want me in there, I'll just go somewhere else to eat. But I'm not gonna be afraid to stand up for what I believe. And I encourage, as I close, I encourage under the sound of my voice to stand up for what you believe. These liberals want to scare you into cowering. They want to scare you to not come to this event. They want to scare us for not supporting one another. They want to paint you as a racist, you as a coon, a sellout. But we have to remain strong. And I say this in every speech because I feel like God put it on my heart. No matter what happens, no matter what it looks like, in the end of all of this, we're going to win. I don't know how you feel, but I'm a person of faith. I believe that God has already written the script that at the end of all of this, if we have faith and we stay strong, we will come out victorious because we're on the right side of the situation. God bless y'all. Thank y'all. I'll see you next time.